Hi everyone!
Welcome back to Mom and Me Beauty. Today we are going to be doing our favorites, hates, and maybes for the month of September. Now this month has gone by decently quick considering it's the first month of school. But it did go by considerably quickly, and we do have a bunch of favorites and some other products to share with you guys. Also, you need to subscribe and hit that little bell right next to it to be notified of all of our new videos. And let's dive right into this video.
So we call this first segment Gotta Have It. And my first gotta have it for the month of September is the Sephora Pro. This is the Cool palette. They have two other palettes. They've got a warm tone, and I think they've got one that's called a Pro palette or Artist palette, something like that. Anyways, all the colors in here are very, very cool toned. A lot of pinks, which is, as you know, in my wheelhouse. Absolutely love it. But I also love the blues that are included in here. Now I have created a couple of looks using both of these blues right in here. Definitely use the browns and obviously the pinks and whatnot. And it just looks so stunning on my eyelids. I've gotten so many compliments when I use this palette. I think several of these, especially like these three pink matte shades right here, I think a lot of the colors in here are pressed pigments, so they do tend to kick up a lot of powder, and if you're not careful, they can have a lot of fallout. You definitely have to blend these, and you have to use a light hand with the matte shimmer, with the matte shades in here. The shimmer shades act as any other shimmer shade that you have in any other palette that you own. And then they do have a couple of glitter colors in here. These two right here, I have used both of those. You do have to use the glitter glue or at least apply them wet. And there's also glitter right up here. They do have a little bit of pigment in them, but they do have mostly large chunks of glitter in them. So yeah, I absolutely love this palette. I've reached for it a lot this month. It's a little pricey, but if you can afford it, I highly suggest it.
My first favorite is kind of a weird favorite, and those are my Adidas sneakers. Now these are $65. So buy at caution. These are really, really comfortable because they have cloud foam in the soles. So they're really, really comfortable. Now with these, you do have to be careful to keep them clean because they are real leather, I think. So you really have to be careful with, where you walk. Really have to be careful about, keeping these clean. And one other thing that I really do like about these is the laces. They're not like those tube-ish laces. They're more like flat, so they look more sleek and classy. So yeah, I really, really like these, and I've been wearing them to school almost every single day of my life. Really, really love these. I will continue to wear them, and actually, I kind of want to get the rose gold pair and the holographic pair. A little obsessed now.
All right, now my next gotta have it for the month of September is actually something that I purchased months and months and months ago, but before I got my Clairsonic, I was just unable to make it work. This is the Wet n Wild Megaglo Makeup Stick Contour in number 805 Call Me Maple. I had, for the longest time, really been wanting to use cream, like highlighters, blushes, contour sticks. Could not make them work for the life of me because I used to use my beauty blender to apply everything, and every time I would go to blend it out, it would either move around my foundation or pick up my foundation. Just could not get these types of products to work. Well, then I got my Clairsonic, and now all of a sudden I'm able to use these, and they blend in so well. So this shade is really, really nice. It's not too warm. It's pretty neutral. I wouldn't say it's cool. I wouldn't say it's completely warm. But I use this on my forehead just to bronze up my skin a little bit. Yeah, and it blends in so good. And bonus, it's very affordable. You can find it at your local drugstore. I do have another shade of this that's a little bit lighter. but I'm finding now that as we're getting into fall and winter and my skin starts to fade because we don't have sunshine year round like other places, I'm finding that my skin looks better with this darker shade as opposed to the lighter shade. So yeah, they've got a couple of shades and I recommend going and trying it out.
Okay, next favorite is a brush favorite. Now this is a brush from e.l.f. It is there is no name, but it is a really nice brush anyways. I like to use this for highlighter. So what I'll do is I'll just really throw this brush into a highlighter, then just put it on my cheekbones and blend it out. Now I did use this today and it just gives such a nice effect to the highlighter that I think a fan brush couldn't do, even though I love fan brushes. I just feel like a tapered brush like this is really good for highlighter as well. Really love this, and this is extremely soft.
My next gotta have it for the month of September is something that I'm actually wearing today, and it's very near and dear to my heart. It is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir, and I'm in number 705 Ivory. When this first came out, I believe it was in June or July of this year, a lot of the YouTube reviews that I had seen on it were not favorable in terms of people with my skin type. So I have a very oily T-zone, normal on my cheeks. People with oily skin who had reviewed it did not have great results with it and recommended that if you had the same or similar skin type to avoid it. I thought, you know what, I just have to try it for myself. Now last month in my favorites, I included the Urban Decay Velvetizer powder. Oh my gosh, that powder with this foundation is the best, bar none, combination I've ever had. My skin has never looked so good, and I get compliments on it all the time. Like I said, I've got the combination on today. I reach for it every day. I actually use this, I think, almost every single day in the month of September. And spoiler alert, my mom moment coming up on Thursday this week is actually going to show you what it looks with this foundation alone and then the foundation mixed with the Velvetizer. So I absolutely love this foundation. Oh, I just can't get enough of it, and it's putting all my other foundations to shame. It really is. So if you have similar skin type to me, oily T-zone and the normal cheeks, I recommend you try this along with the Velvetizer. But yeah, just check out Thursday's video.
Okay, next favorite is actually an oldie but a goodie, and I'm repeating the favorite, but this is the Santèe Face Primer Magic Perfecting Oil-Free Foundation Primer, long-lasting natural finish. Why the long name? But aside from that, I have used this every day since the first day of school, and this primer is amazing for oily skin. I like to put this, on my T-zone because I have normal to combo skin, so I have hydrating primer on my cheeks and then this everywhere else, and it really does work. I mean, it doesn't say anywhere on here that it's mattifying necessarily, but it is. I mean, it is a really good primer. The only thing I have to say about it is like a liquidy gel type of formula, and it also takes a while to really sink in to your pores, so I feel like expect to see that one using this, and if you apply too much, it'll take forever to really sink in. So
my next gotta have it for the month of September is something that I got towards the end of the month. I haven't really had it that long, but it is so good I just cannot wait to mention it. It's not new to the market, but it's new to me. It is the e.l.f. brow pencil, and I believe the color is deepest brown. Now, I mentioned in my last, in our last Gotta Have It for the month of August that I was obsessed over the brownie brow pencil. Now, I still love that pencil. It is fantastic. It does a great job with my brows. The problem is, though, that it's got a thicker tip to it. It's not very precise, so you can't really draw on like hair-like strokes. That's where this comes in handy because the tip is so teeny tiny It's just like a pencil. So you can draw on strokes that look like hairs, and it looks very natural. You can't really tell it unless you're right up close to me. So it's got a spoolie on the other end so you can brush through your brows. So honestly, I've been using this to draw in the hair-like strokes at the very front of my brows and any other sparse areas that are back this way. And then I use the brownie brow to fill in everywhere else, just to give it a little bit more depth and color, make my eyebrows look a little bit bushier. Yeah, so it's like $2. It's so affordable. I highly, highly recommend this.
Okay, next favorite is something that I got from my mommy. And that is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Now, as I mentioned before, I have combo to oily skin. I thought, and I was thinking pretty cleverly with this, that I could use this on my cheeks alone, because it does say it's a hydrating setting powder. So I did try it out and it works. I could never imagine using a mattifying setting powder on my cheeks again. It does have the flippy top that you can flip up, pour the powder out of, and close it. So it is really nice so you don't spill it everywhere, because I tend to spill powder a lot. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. Sorry guys, it's just another Too Faced thing that I absolutely love.
I have that powder too, and I think it is fantastic. So Emma doesn't have to feel alone in that. My next gotta have it for the month of September is the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow Highlighter Powder in Golden Sand, which is #1. So golden sand would make you think that it's like yellow or gold undertone, right? No, it's pink. And it does include a nice little mirror that comes with it. This powder is so incredibly soft, and it gives such a pretty glow to the skin. Now that is pretty pigmented just like that, but I'm telling you, you can use a highlighting brush or a fan brush and pick up a very small amount. I actually have this highlighter on as well today, and it's so buildable, so you can do like a nice natural glow if you want to use a fan brush, which I have done, and then you can build it if you want to use like a thicker highlighting brush or a more dense highlighting brush. I don't think it would look very well with medium to dark or deep skin tones, just because it is so light and so pinky, like frosty pink pigmented. But it would look great on anyone else who's got fair, light porcelain skin. And it's, like I said, it's buildable. Now, Model's Own has gotten pretty bad reviews all around YouTube and on social media, but there are some great products. This is one of them. And if you watch Toddy Westbrook, which is one of our favorite YouTubers, she highly recommends this as well. She loves this highlighter. So I picked myself up one. I absolutely love it. If I remember correctly, they had one other highlighter.
My last favorite is one that I'm pretty late on the trend with, and that is the Coty Airspun powder. I know, another powder, but I love it. Now I do use this on my T-zone because it is extremely mattifying. Now with this, it does have an overwhelmingly baby powder-ish scent that I don't really mind. Now I know a lot of other people don't like the scent because it's so overpowering, but I like it. It wakes me up in the morning. Now when you open it up, you see this like tan powder, and there is no sifter on this powder, but when you pick it up on your finger, it looks a little bit skin color-ish. And I love how it comes with so much powder. This is probably gonna last me a whole solid year, to be fairly honest. And I also pack on the powder on my T-zone. And this is also extremely affordable.
Next segment is called Maybe. And so we only have one maybe for the month of September, and that's actually mine. This is the Infallible Pro Glow Concealer, and I picked up the color 01 Classic Ivory. This is much more watery in consistency than a lot of other concealers. It does have a good amount of coverage. You can't see how watery it is there or liquidy, but it is. It, like I said, has a decent amount of coverage. The problem with this is there is something in here that causes my eyes to sting for the first 10 to 15 seconds that I put it on underneath my eyes.
I think to me, it kind of smells like there's a little bit of alcohol in it.
So on here it says caution, flammable until dry. So Emma actually might be right. There might be some alcohol in here, which is really weird because when you blend it out, it doesn't dry your under eyes. It doesn't make them look like the Sahara Desert. It doesn't accent any wrinkles that you might have or fine lines that you might have under your eyes. Whatever it is that's in here that's causing it to be flammable until dry, it really does make my eyes sting. Like, I have been using it here and there, but because of that stinging sensation, like, I haven't been reaching for it. It does have decent coverage. The other thing about it I don't necessarily like is that it's not brightening, and this is the lightest color that they offer. So if you're like us, pretty fair to porcelain skin, this is going to be your skin color. It's not going to brighten up your under eyes. So there's some days where I want that. I just want to cancel out the dark circles underneath my eyes and not necessarily brighten them with a really light concealer. So it works great for those days, but if you want to look more awake and rested, then this is probably not going to be your go-to concealer if you've got the same type of skin or same skin color that we have.
Our next part of this video is called Don't Buy It. Now, my only don't buy it is a really strong one because at first swatch, I'm like, no. This is the e.l.f. Tone Correcting Powder Palette. This is a wad and it has pink, green, yellow, and blue. When you swatch these, oh my goodness, no, no, no.
They all look like the same color right here.
So when I swatch this, I'm like, I'm not even putting that on my face. I'm not wasting time trying to put the sheerest powders on my face when they're supposed to, quote unquote, correct your face. I mean, e.l.f. is a really good brand, but come on. Why? Make these a cream. Put some pigment in here.
Okay, my only don't buy it for the month of September is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Makeup Setting Spray. Now this bottle is almost gone, and I'll tell you why. I can't stand this stuff. I spent months and months and months trying to figure out what this was good for. So that's why it's almost gone. So anytime I try to use this as a setting spray, after all the makeup was done, sprayed it on, went about my day. Within a matter of like 2 to 3 hours, like there was stuff wearing off where nothing had touched my face. So like I would have makeup that was coming off of my cheek, hadn't touched my cheek. I had makeup coming off of my forehead, hadn't touched my forehead. I had eyeliner that was under any other setting spray, completely budge proof. It would start to smudge, smear, run, like you name it, it would go somewhere. Then I tried using it to apply shadows wet. I don't know what it is, but it was almost like it turned the shadows stiffer on the brush before I even got a chance to put it on my eyelid. I tried using it to blend in like concealer. Again, it would turn the consistency of the concealer just wrong. It just would not blend in. It almost made it cakey. So no matter how I tried using it, and I tried it with many different formulations of product, you know, like different concealers, different foundations, different shadows, it does the same thing across the board. So don't waste your money. Find a different setting spray that you know works for you and avoid BH Cosmetics setting spray. Now I love BH Cosmetics as a brand. Absolutely love them, especially their shadows. The pigmentation on some of their shimmers, like you cannot beat. But this is, it's a complete pass. And that is it for our Gotta Have It and Don't Buy It for the month of September. We hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give us a big thumbs up down below so we can keep making these types of videos for you. And don't forget to leave us a comment in the box below. Let us know what some of your favorites and not so favorites for the month of September are. We actually get inspired by doing other videos, knowing what you like and what you really don't want to see again. Be sure to share us with your friends and family, because once we reach 100 subscribers, Emma and I will be having our first ever giveaway on this channel. And we are so excited. We cannot wait. And we are so close. Make sure that you connect with us on Instagram under Mom and Me Beauty, and with Emma under Emma_N_2004. Thank you again so very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. And we can't wait to see you in our next Mom and Me video. Bye everyone!